Hello there and welcome to episode 16 of my youth project, the series where we're using only players from the youth academy. I really hope you enjoy this video. Starting things off this episode with us just coming into the championship, as we were able to get ourselves promoted in the last episode. And our league objective from the board this season is simply just to avoid relegation, which we obviously are hoping to do. And we then also discovered that we have 42 players in our club, which is obviously the maximum that you're allowed at any one time, which means that we've decided to go and transfer list a load of the players in the squad that we don't think are ever going to become decent enough players to play in the first team, and pop them on the transfer list, hopefully for them to sell. This is then the team we've got. Exactly the same as it was in the last episode, but one or two players have improved slightly. Levado's moved up to 73, Dimasquets has stayed at 73, Butterfield's moved up to 51, Lita's moved up to 71, and Ellis has also moved up to 54. Everyone else is pretty much the same, but it is starting to become a pretty decent squad. We've now got 5 players which are 70 rated or above, so we are actually starting to create a decent enough squad now, but we really need to improve on some of our defensive players. Some of the players I mentioned before have gone and sold. Paulinho there for 20,000, Martin Miguel as well for 35,000, and then Per Bullhose for 35,000 as well. The first game of this episode is an away tie to Northampton in the Capital One Cup first round, and we do win it 3-1 but only in extra time, and Dimasquets got a man of the match with a 9.5 rating. Our first league game is against Wigan, and that's away as well, and we sim that one, beating them 3-1 as well. And Reading are up next as our first home game, and we beat them 3-2 only just. We scored literally in the 90th minute to win this game, and Butterfield got a 9.9 rating, which is just absolutely insane. And then we play Birmingham away, and we draw that one 1-1 with Panera getting the goal for us. These results leave us 4th in the table with 7 points after 3 games played, and we then move on to the Capital One Cup second round, and we've drawn Newcastle in it. Unfortunately, the game doesn't go too well for us, as Newcastle pretty much just dick us. They broke through here and our keeper is able to save it, but then our clearance is pretty shit and the keeper misses it, and then they've just got an open net to pop the ball away into. Pretty annoying, and a nice bit of FIFA raids against us, making the game 1-0 to Newcastle. They nearly make things worse as they're passing the ball around, and they get to Sissoko, who's able to bring it down the wing, who then finds Cole back, who crosses first time, and it comes in to Armstrong, who heads and it hits the post after lobbing the keeper. The deflection comes out, but he just misses it on the slide. We lose the ball at the back to make things even worse for us, giving the ball away to Dijon, who then attacks, coming in, takes on a defender, gets the ball to Anita, who passes, and then after a series of shots is only able to parry it out, and they have an open net to put a second away into. 2-0 down to Newcastle. Is not looking like we're going to be able to pull this one back. We do come pretty close to getting one back though, as the ball comes through to Butterfield, who chips it through to Lita, and on the first time volley with his left foot, he gets it extremely close to the bottom left hand corner, but it just goes wide. And that does end the game 2-0. It was a pretty poor performance from us in the end, and we are now out of the Capital One Cup, but it was to Newcastle, so there's not really too much more we could have asked for from the team. We then sell David Lumbarn as well for 35k again, and also Josh Ainsworth to Borussia Dortmund for 90,000. We then have a home tie against QPR, who are top of the table, so winning this would put us in contention at the top of the league. We come really close from this short free kick, passing it through, and then a through ball into Passau, who shoots from the penalty spot, but it's too close to the keeper and he gets it away for a corner. We then do take the lead, getting the ball to Dimasquets, who passes it back to Panera, cuts in, and then finesses it into the top right hand corner just after half time. We take the lead 1-0, and it looks like we might be heading to the top of the table. Unfortunately not though, as QPR reply pretty much straight away. Sandro getting the ball into Diakite in the box, who smashes one home into the top left hand corner, evening up the game 1-1 before the hour mark. It looks like it's going to end 1-1 until it's late on in the game, and Negreiro sprinting forward. He gets the ball into Butterfield, who chips it over to Sanchez, who tries to finish, but it's blocked by the keeper and defender. But it pops back up to him nicely, and they're both out of the game, and he volleys one home. 2-1, 87 minutes played. It looks like we are heading to the top of the table. And that is how it finished, 2-1. They dominated us in the game, but we managed to create the better chances and finish them more importantly. Watford are our next game away, and we draw that 1-1 with Dimasquets getting our goal. And then we have Sheffield Wednesday at home, and we win that one 2-1 with Dimasquets and Butterfield on the score sheet. Next up is Huddersfield away again, and we draw that one 1-1, this time with Passau scoring and somehow they had a player sent off in the 57th minute, but we couldn't capitalise on it. And then we have Wolves at home, who was second in the league, and we take a little bit of a risk simming this game, but we do win it 2-1 with Fifa and Butterfield scoring again. This good run of form and results leaves us second in the table, joint top with QPR on points, but their goal difference is massively superior, 14 compared to our 6, which is keeping them above us right now. We then have Blackburn away, who are quite low to the bottom of the table, but they've got an extremely good side, so we don't want to risk simming this one. So we do play them, and for good reason, and they come extremely close to taking the lead as they cross the ball in, and it's met with a strong header, but it hits off the crossbar, luckily bouncing kindly for the keeper to pick up and clear. So that's the only interesting thing that happens in that game, and we do draw it 0-0. Unfortunately, it was a ball draw, and that was the closest anyone came to scoring in this game. At home, Titus Scunthorpe ended a 2-2 draw with Butterfield and Lyon scoring off the bench. And then next up is Leeds away, and they are second in the table, a point ahead of us. This is a pretty important game, and unfortunately it's one in which they get the first goal, smashing one from the edge of the area. 1-0 down to Leeds, 30 minutes in. Brilliant. We come unbelievably close when this cross into Butterfield is met with a header, and the keeper just flaps it away off the line. Pretty decent keeping. Leeds then also come close to a second, as they're played through and their shot is just about saved by our keeper, but it begins to roll to the line, and Reyes has to get up and sprint back, and luckily he does grab it just before it goes in. We pinch the ball off the Leeds defender, heading down the wing and then cutting in. We fake shot back, we get into a good crossing position, get one in. Butterfield gets another header, and yet again the keeper saves it off the line. 1-0 down to Leeds in the 90th minute. We get the ball out wide and then chip it into Butterfield. He has one final attempt, straight at the keeper, who saves but only pats it over his head into the goal, but is once again saved by a Leeds defender off the line. How lucky can you be in one game? That's 3 goal line clearances, literally ridiculous, but we have lost 1-0 to Leeds unfortunately. That loss moves us into 7th in the league, and we then have MK Dons at home to try and get back on track, and we draw that one 2-2 with Butterfield getting both of our goals. And then we have Sheffield United away, and we draw that one 2-2 as well. We also then have Bristol City away, and we finally get back to winning ways, beating them 1-0. Burnley are our final game in this episode, and it's a home tie, and they're second in the league, so we are going to play them. And we take a pretty lucky lead against them as Butterfield, surging into the box, gets a shot away. The keeper tries to save it, it goes for his legs, and then his own defender tries to clear it off the line, kicking it against him and putting it into their own net. Pretty funny stuff. Burnley almost reply with this cross into the box, and it's met with a great looping header which had our keeper beaten, but luckily it was just wide. Do unfortunately have the points stolen off us near the end as this long surging ball finds their right winger, who gets it into the box and then with a slide smash finish close to goal gets into the roof of the net and makes it 1-1 with only 10 minutes left, and unfortunately there wasn't enough time for us to reply and get a winner, so it did end 1-1 to Burnley, but that's not a bad result, as I said they were above us in the league. That point does happily move us back into the promotion spots though. We are now 6th with 26 points. We're not too far off first place QPR, but it does seem like we are going to be in a bit of a fight this season to get into the playoffs, let alone win the whole thing. But like I said, that does bring this episode to an end. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope you are enjoying the series so far. If you have enjoyed this video, make sure you give it a like, comment any of your thoughts on not only this video but also the series so far and anything you think I can improve. And also make sure you subscribe to make sure you never miss a video from my channel. And yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I will catch you at the next video. Bye.